Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push ourselves beyond all limits. We take victories and write history.
Three-time champion. What a great championship.
Together, we go even further. Are you ready? Bring it home. It's dreams that have fueled us across 2 decades.
Sliding through that mark. Brilliant racing.
It's dreams that have inspired us, empowered us, and driven us to the next level. This is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, driven by dreams. 2023 starts now.
欢迎大家来到亚洲保时捷凯迪拉杯2023年赛季第3回合的直播现场，我是本次赛季的主持人 Sammy。这是我们时隔8年之后再次回到韩国国际赛道，让车手们切磋车技，想必一场精彩的赛事即将上演。Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Korea International Circuit for Round 3 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 season. I'm your host, Sammy Hum, and it's certainly very exciting for the series to be back on this iconic track after 8 years. With that being said, let us welcome our pit reporter, Steve Dawson, to share with us his analysis on the qualifying rounds this morning.
First things first, Sammy, what a beautiful day. 100% blue skies above us, an incident-free qualifying round. Our attention at the start of the race should be on the front row, and that's because Florian Latour, who had a good weekend in KL, joint second in the Drivers' Championship, is in pole, but right behind him in P3 is Law Kai Law, the championship leader. The approach to the first corner should be very exciting, and Sammy, what happens after that, immediately afterwards, should determine a lot of what comes in the race.
Oh, wow. So it seems like today's action is certainly something that we look forward to. But before that, let us rewatch the highlights of the last 2 rounds in Sepang back in April.
Well, hello race fans and welcome to round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, live here from the Korea International Circuit. We haven't been here for 8 years, but what a joy to be back in the 20th anniversary year of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. On pole position we have Florian Latour ahead of an 11-lap or 30-minute race, and it is going to be an absolute cracker as our drivers are making their way to the grid, ready for the start of this race. Perfect conditions here in Korea. We're about 400 kilometres south of Seoul in the port city of Mokpo. And who will come out on top today? It will be very exciting indeed. Down in the pits and paddock, we have Steve Dawson and Sammy Hunt, who are going to have a chat with some of our drivers and also our VIP guests as well, who are down in the pits right now. Down to you.
Thank you, commentators. Now that we are here in Korea for round 3 of the 20th anniversary season, it's my pleasure to have the Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific Senior Manager of One Make Series, Ms. Boya Chi, to join us on the grid today. Hi, Boya. Please say hello to Porsche fans.
Good afternoon, Stanley, and good afternoon, Porsche Motorsport fans online.
So, Boya, seems like this is the first time that the series come back to Korea in 8 years. Is it exciting to be back?
Yes, we are all very delighted to be back at this Korea International Circuit. It's for sure one of the most interesting circuits in Asia Pacific. And I've been told since the track walk on the Thursday, our drivers and teams really like the circuit. They find it's very interesting. We have many talented drivers out there today. Let's see, it's going to be a thrilling race from the start to the end.
Wow, I'm very happy to hear that. So we see that a lot of returning veterans this year, but how are they facing off against the fresh blood that have entered the series just over the past few years?
I would say it's always have a mix of good newcomers and old friends. From round 2 and round 1 and round 2, we can see the new bloods are really doing well. We have Toro Racing Sky Law currently leading the overall class, and we have Porsche Beijing Golden Ports Zhou Bihuang leading the Pro M pack, and with the M we have BD Group's Yang Ruoyu. But let's see, for today's race, we have Florian, which joined us newly this season on the pole, but next to him will be one of the veteran, Chris Vanderdrift. He has won 2 races when we last visit here in 2015.
All right, it seems like we are set for a thrilling race today. Thank you so much, Boya, for speaking to us. So, thank you. And with that, remember to follow closely to the action, and I'll pass it back to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. It's a fantastic year for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. 20 years of racing here in the region with 4 different generations of Porsche 911 Cup car. And it's a very special year for Porsche as well. 75th anniversary of this wonderful company. And in a week's time, they will go for their 20th outright victory at Le Mans. Pretty much ideal conditions here today at the Korea International Circuit. 30 degrees in the air with a 15% chance of rain. And as my colleague John Hindhoff says, that's an 85% chance of it staying dry. Beautiful blue skies and not too hot and not too humid for our drivers compared to what they're used to. Track temperature, though, wow, spare a thought for those Michelin tyres. 49 degrees Celsius on the track. That will put the tyres through their paces, provided to the drivers by Michelin across many Carrera Cups around the world and in the Porsche Super Cup. Let's see how they start then. Florian Latour on pole position after an interesting round in the first round at Sepang. Lokai Lo, our championship leader, will roll off from 3rd alongside Reid Harker, replacing Adrian De Silva. Martin Ragginger, fresh from the Nürburgring 24 hours, he'll roll off from 5th. Nazim Azman, also for El Bamber Motorsport, will roll off from 8th. Zhou Bihuang in the Pro-Am class will start from 9th. Eric Kwong in the Am class, watch for that pink and black polka dot car making its way through the field. Li Chao will start from 14th position. Francis Chia for Trans-China Automotive Racing, starting on row 7. And Wu Jai-sin there on row 9. Jackie Wu never qualifies quite as well as he'd like to, but he's a great racer. He'll come through the pack with John Shen for Modena Motorsports starting 21st on the grid. Well, it's Florian Latour who qualified on pole position by 0.3 of a second. He's down with Steve Dawson right now.
Florian Latour in pole position, joint second in the Drivers' Championship. Let's have a word with him. Florian, you've got the championship leader right behind you. Is the priority staying in front of him?
The priority is to win the race. So just have to clean first lap and then looking for the race, yeah.
I mean, if we talk about qualifying pace, you were quite a bit quicker than everyone else, so confidence must be high?
Yeah, but you know, qualifying and race is two different topics, so we know we have the pace. Now we just have to reach the end and have a good pace all the way through the race, so confident with it.
Good luck, stay safe. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Steve. Florian Latour looking very relaxed there, ready for the start of the before the start of this 11-lap race. Florian, a super quick driver from Orioles in France, former USF 2000 single-seater racer, so very, very fast indeed. Our Pro-Am pole sitter, starting 6th overall, great qualifying from Bao Junlong. It was a mixed round for Bao Junlong at Sepang. He sadly got taken out in race number 1, which meant retirement, but bounced back to a class win in race 2. Bao sits at the moment 3rd in the championship standings in Pro-Am, 12 points off our leader, Zhou Bi Huang. So starting from the 3rd row of the grid, great place to be in the Pro-Am class. And our Pro-Am sitter will be with down with Steve Dawson. Let's see what he's got to say.
Bao Junlong, first among the Pro-Ams, he's in P6. Let's have a word with him. Junlong, you were much quicker than everybody else among the Pro-Ams, and they're way behind you. You feeling confident?
Yes. Now I'm in front of the 2 Pro driver, but my target is not the Pro-Am class. My target is in front of the Pro.
Where's your focus? The Pro-Ams behind you or the Pros in front? Who are you more focused on?
Yes, my focus is to go ahead.
To get as far up the field as you can.
Yeah, I just, if I'm lucky, I will be in the podium of the overall, I think. Yeah.
Brilliant. We'll speak to you afterwards. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. So, Ran Yo U, car number 22 for BD Group, qualified on pole for the AM class with a lap time of a 2:13.611, just edging out his rival Eric Kwong by 0.4 of a second. So the pole sitter, Yang Ro U, will be down with Steve in just a moment for a little bit of a chat to see what the plan is for this 11-lap race. Down to Steve and Rang Yo U, our pole sitter in AM.
Yang Ro Yu is first among the amateur drivers. Let's have a quick word. You've got Eric Young immediately behind you. How important is that race to the first corner?
All I want to do is survive. Yeah, just survive before turn 4 maybe. Yeah, and finish my race.
Let's assume you survive after turn 4. What are your ambitions?
Just win the race and enjoy it.
Beautiful. Enjoy it, stay safe.
Thank you.
Survival may well be an important strategy here at the start of this race. It's a long run down towards turn 1 with a sharp first corner, anti-clockwise circuit here, and then particularly turn 3 is going to be the big area of focus for our drivers as well. There's an over 1 kilometre straight all the way down towards turn 3, and that will be where the drivers have to keep a close eye on. No anti-lock braking system in these Porsche 911 GT3 Cup cars in this specification, so managing that brake pedal and managing that braking performance, a key part to gaining lap time here as well. The key areas of focus, turn 3 as we mentioned, and then into turn 4 all the way around to turns 8, 16, 17, 18. It's very much the street circuit area. The circuit was very much influenced by street circuits around the world, and the circuit's designer, Herman Tilke, used that as inspiration. A lot of real changes of direction there as well. Another thing the drivers will have to look out for is track limits. Very important indeed. Chris van der Drift, who qualified second on the grid, he actually had 4 lap times cancelled in qualifying. So he does have good pace, but you've got to be careful for those track limits. If you abuse the track limits too much, you will get a time penalty. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Formation lap is underway, and on pole position it will be Florian Latour sitting third in the championship alongside triple Carrera Cup Asia champion Chris van der Drift. On row 2 is Lokai Low, our championship leader, alongside Reid Harker, who stands in for Adrian De Silva in the number 61 Earl Bamber Motorsport car. Then it's Martin Rangiger from Austria in 5th alongside Bao Jinlong, our pole sitter in Pro-Am. Then it's Gao Yujie alongside Nazim Azman from Malaysia. Then it's Jopi Huang, who will roll off from 9th alongside Eric Zhang in the Toro Racing number 77. Then it's Rang Yo-U, our AM pole sitter in the RD Group number 22 car. Then Eric Kwong right alongside there in 12th. Hong Shijie will start from 13th alongside Li Chao. And it's Francis Chia in 15th alongside Li Huanhu. Wu Chaizin will roll off from 17th alongside Zhu Yao. Then it's the 88 of Christian Chia, who will start 19th. Jackie Wu will start from 20th, and then John Shen will roll off from 21st in the Modena Motorsports machine. John Shen competing quite a lot in Europe this season as well, and he'll be in Monza next weekend. Looking forward to seeing him there. So very important on the formation lap here for our drivers. Get some temperature into those Michelin tyres, get them up to the operating pressure, temperature and pressure, and get a little bit of temperature into these steel brakes as well. These Porsche 992 Cup cars, a little bit lighter than the previous generation, but they do take quite a lot of slowing down. So that's something the drivers are going to have to manage, particularly down into turn 3. Beautiful conditions for racing here as well. Ambient temperature not too high compared to what we saw in Sepang a few weeks ago, but track temperature still pretty toasty. So 11 laps the distance here, 30 minutes. It's a time certain race, so whichever comes first, 11 laps or 30 minutes, that's what the drivers have ahead of them. In this 20th anniversary year of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, it's the 30th anniversary of the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, which really kicked off this journey. And would you believe over 5,000 of these Porsche Cup cars across 4 generations have been sold to happy customers all around the world. This Porsche Carrera Cup Asia has really been a talent factory over the years, producing some fantastic drivers, in particular Earl Bamber, a driver who really launched his career from this championship with 2 titles before going on to win Le Mans outright with Porsche in 2015. So this is a championship where dreams really come true. And remember, we've got 3 races going on in one here. We've got the overall, the Pro-Am and the Am. And also keep an eye out for the dealer championship. That is led by Toro Racing at the moment, who lead on a perfect 50 points, 13 points ahead of Team Shanghai Honda. So very important for the teams in that dealer championship to come out on top. So Florian Latour leading the field around at a sedate pace. They won't be at that sedate pace for long, and pull up on pole position in the silver, black and blue number 11 machine for the Frenchman. Florian actually super quick at Sepang, was only classified in 4th though in the first race because of a 10-second penalty for a jump start. Will that be going through his head right now? I think it might well be. That run down towards turn 1. We saw in the first round of the Mobil 1 Super Cup at Monaco, a botched start from Larry Ten Voorde cost the victory, and Harry King came through from 2nd to win. Will that happen today? Our pole sitter Florian Latour will certainly not hope so. Chris van der Drift, the triple champion and double winner last time we came here to Korea, he will start on the inside of the front row. He will have the inside line for the run to turn 1, who will come out on top. Last few drivers taking their positions, ready for the start of round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 live here from Korea International Circuit. Wolfers, you're sitting comfortably, ready for the action. The lights start to come up on the gantry, ready for them to go out. Out they go. We are racing in Korea. Down towards turn 1, it's a great start from Chris van der Drift, and it looks like he's got the whole shot from Florian Latour, but Latour tries to tough it out on the outside and runs wide. So Chris van der Drift takes the lead from second on the grid then. It looked like Lokai Low got a great start there as well. The second goes the rush down the straight now, heading through this 1.1 kilometres down to 6 motors down into the braking zone from top gear all the way down to first gear. Florian Latour trying to make moves back again. One Lokai Low there as well. It's Chris van der Drift who's going to make a little bit of a muddle for the drivers a little further down the field. We've got 21 cars here to get sorted out. It's Chris van der Drift, the Kiwi, who leads from second on the grid. We saw him qualified second, but he had 4 things cancelled. Florian Latour's having a disastrous start to the day. He dropped back to 4th for a spinner. Spinner for 5 which I said. Back to here. So can get back going again, but Chris van der Drift is really up to this one. Here, but he won both races, don't forget. Good start from Lokai Low. Been so consistent so far this season. The races we've seen in Japan. He's there in the black and red Toro racing car. And then great start from Pete Parker in the light blue zebra painted machine. Now normally we'd see Adrian De Silva in that number 61 Alabama Sport car. That is Pete Parker stepping in for this race, and he's never seen the car before this weekend, and he's got it going. No problem for the 83 Porsche, and I think that could well be a retirement due to the direction of the circuit. Chris van der Drift is absolutely on it here in the number 8 machine, moving around towards the start, the end of lap 1. So it's Chris van der Drift who leads then from his championship leader, Lokai Low. Then it's Reid Harker, then it's Florian Latour. A disastrous start to the race for Florian Latour. He started on pole, he's in 4th and 3.1 seconds off the race lead. So Florian Latour's start to Porsche Carrera Cup Asia season for 2023, been full of speed, hasn't quite gone perfectly in the races. Drivers trying to stick in the slipstream here. They all follow each other in a line, trying to get a little bit of a draft, the slipstream effect from the car in front. Reid Harker now, in the 61, putting a lot of pressure on Lokai Low, onto the headlight flasher there as well. Trying to put the young Chinese driver under pressure. Seen, of course, Porsche bringing fast Chinese drivers over to the international stage, with Yifei who will compete for overall victory at Le Mans next week for Herzteam Jota. Lokai Low will be hoping to get that similar opportunity. Oh, mistake from Reid Harker there. Big mistake. Lights up the Michelin tyres on the curbs and loses a couple of positions. So, after such a good start for Reid Harker, he drops 2 positions. And that allows Florian Latour to then put the pressure now on Lokai Low. So is Florian Latour able to get by and put pressure on our race leader, Chris van der Drift? So drama early on here in this 13th lap race in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. I said it was 11, my apologies folks. 13 laps the distance here in this race, or 3rd minute, whichever comes first. So, Chris van der Drift leading the way, but Latour, he's wanting to make the most up for that mistake early on. Let's get a replay then. Reid Harker in the zebra painted machine. What goes on? He just runs a little bit wide and then asks for the power. Whoosh! These naturally aspirated 500 horsepower engines, when you ask for that power, it comes in fast. And Reid Harker found out that there is no grip at all out there on those curbs. So what a pity for the Kiwi driver, but he's not back to 5th position, not done yet. He's still trying to fight back for the podium. Lap 2 complete, and it's the fastest lap of the race. Fastest lap of the race for Florian Latour. He goes a second quicker than our race leader, Chris van der Drift. So the man on the move is our pole sitter, car number 11, the silver blue machine of Florian Latour for Maidong Racing. Down the back straight they go then on lap 3. Latour might have the speed, but getting past Lokai Lo in second in the number 99 is going to be a challenge. We've seen Lokai Lo be the most consistent driver so far. No mistakes at all in that red and black Toro Racing machine. But Chris van der Drift, our leader, took 0.2 of a second out of Lokai Lo there. So, although Latour was quicker than Lokai Lo, Van der Drift actually extended his advantage slightly. So is Latour going to try and make something happen here on this street circuit inspired area? There's two very distinct paths to this international circuit. The first stage, well, it's very much a long back strip section, and then you go into this really interesting, very technical left, right, all the way through. It's a good place for Florian Latour to put Lokai Lo under pressure. He's getting very close to the back of that number 99 Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. Latour looks a little bit up the inside, and late on the brakes there for Lokai Lo. He runs wide. I think Latour's going to take this. He is. A few drivers struggling under braking here. We saw Reid Parker make a mistake a lap or two ago, and same issue there for Lokai Lo. So Florian Latour is released. We saw him last lap by go a second quicker than Chris van der Drift. The gap was around 2 seconds when they last crossed the line. So can Florian Latour fight back for an exciting, thrilling Carrera Cup Asia victory? Remember, no win on the board yet for Florian Latour. Lokai Lo on to Lokai Lo is sitting in third at the moment, but with 2 wins on the boards. Getting reports down from the pit and paddock that it's a little bit slippy at turn 11. That's quite a long way around the lap. That's a very long left-hander. That's not where you want it to be. Not where you want it to be slippy at all. But Florian Latour, wow, another fastest lap of the race there for the rapid Frenchman. 2:12.988 there. So 0.6 of a second faster than Chris van der Drift. So the gap is now down to 1.6 seconds. So Florian Latour, he'll be driving. He'll be a bit hot under the collar after those couple of mistakes on the opening lap. But now he's really into his stride and making moves and taking time out of our leader, Chris van der Drift, in the number 8 car. Chris on the podium in both races at Sepang. He sits second in the championship, in fact, joint second with Florian Latour at the moment. Meanwhile, further back, battling away, going on for some of the lower spots in the Pro-Am class, it's Bao Jinlong who leads the way from the number 77 of Eric Zhang. And then in the Am class, it's the number 188 of Li Xuanyu who leads at the moment. So Rang Yoyu losing back a little bit there. So Rang Yoyu, car number 22, has dropped down the order, and unfortunately 3 laps down, so our Am pole sitter will not be converting that into a win today, sadly. Big move there from the orange and black machine there. Ooh. Track limit certainly being used to its full extent there for our drivers a little bit further down the order, fighting over the positions in the Am class. So 3 laps complete, on to lap 4 we go then, as Chris van der Drift answers straight back with a lap of 2:12.130. So Chris van der Drift goes 0.8 of a second quicker than Florian Latour. In fact, make that, well, actually, on the last lap, 2:12.1 for Chris van der Drift. Make that a 2:11.6 there for Florian Latour. Wow. So the gap is now down to 1.1 seconds. So Latour took 0.6 of a second out 2 laps ago and half a second out last lap by. So Latour really opening up the taps here in this first race of the weekend for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia here at the Korea International Circuit. It's been 8 years since we've been here, and isn't it brilliant to be back? Some fantastic racing so far. Oh, big lock up on the brakes there. Oh no, it's the 88 there. of Christian Chia just loses it. Remember, these cars do not have anti-lock braking systems like you would get in your road-going Porsche. These race cars, you are on your own. So if you just put that little bit too much brake pressure in, you will lock the tyres up, and that's exactly what happened there to Christian Chia, who was trying to make a move on John Shen, and just lost it on the brakes, and that might well have flat spotted the tyres. These Michelin tyres might give him a bit of a vibration there for Christian Chia, but he's got back going again. Open road auto group back machine carrying on. Well, Florian Latour is on the charge again. He's taking time out of Chris van der Drift all the time. This is going to go down to the wire, I think, this race here. The Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. John Chen battling away in, that's for the AM lead there. Back to second position in AM at the moment. So the number 16 of John Shen starting from the back of the grid, don't forget. So this is an amazing run. John Shen started in 21st position, and he is up into 12th already in that. Well, there's got a flame pattern on the car. Well, his pace is red hot today. Just gone past the number 5 of Ujai Sin. Fantastic drive from Modena Motorsports, John Chen. He was over racing in Spa a month or two ago. He was enjoying his racing both over in Europe and here in the Carrera Cup Asia. John Shen's raced here in the Carrera Cup Asia for 12 years. Kicked off his career all the way back in 2010. So great to have him back in the championship for the 13th year. Florian Latour is bringing that gap down even more. It's now down to 3/4 of a second at the front of the field. Florian Latour is just nailing in fastest lap after fastest lap, one after the other. 2:11.568 for Florian Latour last time by. For context, that's half a second quicker than Chris van der Drift. We don't need a timing screen for this. Goodness me, it is absolutely nose to tail at the front of the field for two of our superstar drivers here fighting for the overall victory. Chris van der Drift in the number 8 car, the white and blue machine, being hunted down by, don't forget, our pole sitter, Florian Latour. And Latour just didn't quite have the first lap he wanted. Dropped back to 4th position on lap 1, but the pace that he's shown since then, they've dropped our championship leader, Lokai Lo, sitting about 1.9 seconds ahead of Lokai Lo at the moment. And where is Latour going to try and make this move happen? You can tell he's got the pace, he's got the 1 lap pace, but can Chris van der Drift make his Porsche 992 GT3 Cup as wide as possible? You can see they're trying to hold a defensive line into the left-hander, and Latour not quite able to get the move done just yet, putting van der Drift under pressure. You see many drivers make mistakes under braking. Is that what Latour's trying to do? Trying to force van der Drift into a mistake. Over the line they come then to start another lap. Hard on the brakes, through the gearbox shot, not to lock the tyres and clipping the apex perfectly there. It was 2:12 flat last time by for Chris van der Drift, and 2:11.5 again for Florian Latour. So the gap's now down to just 0.2 of a second. It's even closer than that now as Latour jumps to the outside there. Van der Drift holds the inside hard on the brakes as well. Is Latour able to make the move around? No, Chris van der Drift defending with real heart here, trying to keep Latour at bay. And the more defensive van der Drift becomes, well, that's going to bring Lokai Lo into the picture. You can just see at the back of the shot there, the red and black Toro racing machine, number 99, Lokai Lo. Lokai Lo was as quick as van der Drift last time by. Van der Drift having to go really defensive here. Florian Latour going all kinds of variants of line, trying to make his way through, trying to get a win from pole position, but maybe not in the conventional fashion. But van der Drift is an experienced competitor, 3 times a Carrera Cup Asia champion, more than anybody else, even more than his countryman El Bamber, who won this championship twice before progressing to a Porsche factory drive. So Latour all swarming all over the back of Chris van der Drift here. But still, van der Drift not making the errors, keeping the Frenchman at bay. But what can Lokai Low do? Oh, a bit of a mistake there for a bit of a wiggle for Chris van der Drift. You're asking an awful lot of the front end of these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines as Eric Kwong making his way back to the pits. So both of our first and second qualified drivers in the AM class both hitting problems in this race. The AM class led by the number 188 of Li Chuanyu, who is holding off the, well, it's a big lead for Wu Chai Sin at the moment. 24 seconds to the good in that AM class, so it's really stretched out in the AM class all of a sudden. In the Pro-Am class, it's Bao Xunlong continuing his front-running pace. He's in 6th overall. That's mighty impressive stuff. The 718 car. So here Florian Latour's got a good run here on Van der Drift as they go down the straightaway, but this was when Van der Drift, you could see the work that the suspension's having to do in these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines. These cars have got quite a bit more aerodynamic performance than the previous model, and you can really see that the enhanced cornering speeds as well. Side by side then between Latour and Van der Drift as we go back to live pictures, and still somehow Van der Drift is keeping Latour at bay. This is an amazing defensive drive from the New Zealander, keeping the Frenchman Florian Latour behind, and Lokai Low's getting closer. Lokai Low is getting closer and closer all the time to this front battle as we approach half race distance. This is the thing, can Chris van der Drift last the pressure? He's been put under the vice of pressure here, and that vice is tightening all the time with Latour trying to force the Kiwi into a mistake. It's not coming as yet. The thing is, if they start trading positions, that will bring Lokai Low even closer. What a shame for the Kiddie World Racing car of Eric Kwong. Such a pity for him. For the former World Touring Car driver, he's been a regular in the Carrera Cup Asia since 2017. Having a look around to the right-hand side of his car, see if there's any damage or issue there. We'll have to go back and do it all again next time out tomorrow. We do it all again tomorrow, of course, in morning conditions rather in this afternoon, so it'll be slightly cooler temperature, you would imagine. We'll see what we find tomorrow. Over the line then comes Chris van der Drift to start another lap. The pace at the front is absolutely electric. Van der Drift actually a 1/10 of a second quicker last time by, but Lokai Low is the man on the move. He was 3/10 of a second quicker than either of our leaders there. So we now have a 3-car battle for the lead here in round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. And Latour dancing out to inside line, but no, can't quite outbreak Chris van der Drift. You're going all the way from the very top of top gear down to bottom gear there for that very, very tight third turn 3. Latour just showing himself in the mirrors, keeping van der Drift in as uncomfortable a position as he possibly can, but good fair racing so far. These Porsche 911 GT3 Cup machines, they are so evenly matched. The cars are identical. The drivers can set them up how they wish. That's part of the skill of going quickly on these cars, but they are, performance-wise, very evenly matched. So the racing is close, and it can mean that we get a bit of argy-bargy sometimes. As Van der Drift using all of the curb on the exit there. It seems like Latour may well have had to take a bit of life out of his tyre early on. Remember, he had a lot of ground to make up. He put in some hot laps early on in the race to recover from 4th back to 2nd. But has Van der Drift played the canny game? Has he kept the life in his Michelin tyres for this run through the race? And what can Lokai Low do? Lokai Low was quicker last time by, but it seems like our two leaders now stretch the gap again. So we're going back and forward all the time under beautiful sunshine here at the Korea International Circuit. Latour He could not be closer to Van der Drift, but Van der Drift is keeping his cool as they flow through the lovely section of turn 16, 17, 18, and then onto the start-finish straight. 9 laps complete then. 4 to go. Van der Drift heavy on the brakes there for Team Shanghai Honda, and Florian Latour for Maidong Racing, of course, representing their dealer. So the dealer championship led at the moment by Toro Racing, by virtue of Lokai Lo's 2 wins in Sepang. So these 3 teams are going to be fighting for that championship. Latour now looking to the inside. Van der Drift closes the gap off. Latour tries to move to the outside, trying to throw the dummy on the race leader, but still can't get it done. Latour was 0.2 of a second quicker last time by. But Lokai Lo, this is going to be a good lap from Lokai Lo. He lost 0.2 of a second last time by, but Latour's going to go all the way around the outside. He's going to go the long way around. But Van der Drift, they're wheel to wheel, and Van der Drift runs him out wide. Van der Drift runs Latour in contact. Contact between Lokai Lo and Florian Latour. Ooh, that's getting feisty here in round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Van der Drift using all the track limit and more. You've got to be careful there. The stewards are watching. If you continually abuse track limits, you will be given a penalty. So the drivers are fully aware of that. They'll always be told about that in the driver's briefing. You can be sure that Florian Latour went for the move around the outside. Van der Drift actually ran pretty deep into the corner, and Latour, well, his path was completely covered. That brought Lokai Lo in the red and black Toro Racing car into the picture, and a bit of contact, wheel-to-wheel contact there between Latour and Lokai Lo. So, we reset then. We go back again. Ding, ding. Round 9 here. This is a heavyweight boxing match with our front-running drivers. Van der Drift from Latour, from Lokai Lo. Mark Brackinger, if this all completely kicks off, Mark Brackinger in 4th for Porsche Holding could well come into the picture as well. And he's bringing the number 61 Reed Harker along with him. In the Pro-Am class, it's the 718 of Bao Xinlong, who leads 6th overall. Fantastic stuff. Now, warning flag going out to our leaders there. I think that might well be, it could be for 2 things. That could be for driving conduct and it could be for track limits, but both those going to come under driving conduct, I suppose. So, last lap by, 2:13.5 for both of our leaders, a 2:13.8 for Lokai Lo, 2:12.8 for Martin Brackinger. So Brackinger was much closer that last time by. So what can Martin Brackinger do? Here comes Latour. Move for the race lead then. Florian Latour gets the job done eventually. Can Van der Drift snap straight back? He'll need to try, otherwise Florian Latour will be opening up the pace and trying to break away at the front of the field. So, Florian Latour, he had to put Van der Drift under the vice of pressure for a huge amount of laps. Van der Drift held him off for a while, but eventually Florian Latour breaks the stronghold at the front of the field, and he now leads round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. And Lokai Lo do not write off our championship leader in the red and black Toro Racing car either. It's game on at the front of the field. What a move there by Florian Latour. We said before the show, turn 3 was always a place to look out for. There's such a long braking zone there, especially getting into the real depth of the race. The brakes can sometimes go away from the drivers a little bit as well. The tyres can go away from the drivers too. So that was an opportunity for Florian Latour to pounce. Now let's see what pace Latour can bring out with a bit of clear air in front of him. Latour goes up the inside, and there was nothing that Van der Drift could do about it. Latour just got the good run out of turn 2. You got to carry as much pace as possible out of turn 2 to get that run down the straight, and that's exactly what Latour did. Great racecraft there from the 2014 US F2000 champion. So, has Chris Van der Drift got anything left in the locker here? Over the line they go. It's another on nearly a fastest lap of the race for Florian Latour, 2:11.7. Took a second out of Chris Van der Drift on that last lap by, and took the lead then for Maidong Racing. This could put Florian Latour's championship charge right back on course. His championship rival, Lokai Lo, looking in place to score 16 points at the moment. Latour would score 25, 20 for Van der Drift. That would bring Latour within 4 points of the championship lead at this stage. So, lap and a half to go then here in this first race of the weekend here on a spectacular return to the Korea International Circuit for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Van der Drift, his second place is not safe. Latour is pulling away at the front of the field. So is Latour home and dry yet? He'll just need to keep it nice and neat and tidy. But Van der Drift is under pressure from Lokai Lo, and Lokai Lo would love those extra 4 points in the championship. Look at the pace that Florian Latour is finding now. He pulled 0.3 of a second out of Van der Drift in the opening sector. They're really starting to lay down the law. This could be a very fast lap from the Frenchman in the number 11. Brilliant to watch these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines, especially out of the slow corner. That typical Porsche 911 driving characteristic with the engine hung over the rear wheels, that rear engine layout has been so popular for so many years. Of course, it's the 60th anniversary of the 911 this year, and that rear engine layout just gives such fantastic traction out the slow corners. The cars just squat and go. What a drive this has been from Bao Junlong, car number 718, a red and white machine for Zheng Tong Auto. 6th overall, ahead of 2 co-drivers, the number 55 of Gao Yujie and the number 17 of Nazim Azman. Last lap then here for round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia is Florian Latour with another fastest lap of the race, 2:11.298 for Florian Latour, 1.2 seconds faster than Chris Van der Drift in second last lap by it. What a drive this has been from Florian Latour. It didn't start off very well, but my goodness me, has he given us some fantastic entertainment, cutting through the field and up into the lead and in position to take his first win this Porsche Carrera Cup Asia season. But can Van der Drift hold off Lokai Lo? He lost 3/10 of a second to Lokai Lo last time by. So we saw Van der Drift hold off Latour for several laps. Can he do the same with Lokai Lo? We're into the second part of the lap now as well. So just another few kilometres for our top runners, and it will be job done for the day. But here's Florian Latour marching ahead for Maidong Racing. He had the pace at Sepang, didn't get the result that he wanted, but this time, here in Korea, he is marching away at the front of the field. And Lokai Lo has got past Chris Van der Drift. Lokai Lo has moved up into second position, so Chris Van der Drift, after defending so hard for the lead, he's lost second position, and he's now lost there to third position as well. So Lokai Lo moves up into second position, and that is critical for the championship points. 4 more valuable points for Lokai Lo in this what's sure to be intense championship chase as we race all over Asia of some of the best circuits in the world. But coming through the final section now, it's Florian Latour of France. We'll hear the Marseillaise play on the podium, and well, only a week away from the Le Mans 24 Hours. How fitting is that? Check Your Flag is ready and waiting for Florian Latour, who wins here in round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Second place for championship leader Lokai Lo, and Chris Van der Drift scores his third place of the season. But where's Martin Ragginger gone? So Martin Ragginger has dropped back. He's lost the position to the number 61 of Reid Harker. Waiting for Martin Ragginger to come over the line. There he comes now. So with the hazard warning lights on, so something happened to Martin Ragginger there on that last lap. Reid Harker gets by into fourth, and our Pro-Am winner is the number 718 of Bao Junlong, 6th overall. What a drive there, a second win of the season in the Pro-Am category for Bao Junlong. He raced back here in Korea in 2015. That experience coming in very handy. 4th place for Reid Harker, replacing Adrian De Silva this weekend. What a performance there for him. That's why he's had the trust of El Bamber Motorsport put in him. Of course, El Bamber, double champion of this wonderful series. But it was Florian Latour who took the win in the overall category. And 188 of Li Shan Yu is your winner in Toro Racing. They're happy, and so they should be. It looked like Lokai Lo had been cut adrift there in third, but managed to have great race pace late on. 2:12.5 on the last lap. So fantastic stuff there from Lokai Lo. The day belongs to Florian Latour. Bao Jinlong for Zhengtong Auto was your winner in the Pro-Am category. We saw him leading in race 1 before getting taken out of that position. And then round 2, he set that score right. Can anyone stop Bao Jinlong in the Pro-Am class? It's going to take some doing, that's for sure. And a perfect start to his weekend here in Korea. Li Xuan Yu, your winner for Z-Speed Motorsport in the 188, the AM class, where in those opening laps, it was so hectic in the mid-pack there, so easy to get caught up in issues. We saw Yang Yo-U, Hong Chi-che have issues. Also, Eric Kwong, so some big names in the AM category hit issues early on, but no such problems for the 188 of Li Xuan Yu. So the rest of the field coming over and completing the race. One car with its hazard warning lights on as well, like you would see on a Porsche road car. And they'll make their way gently round towards the finish. Spare a thought for these drivers. 30 minutes around this circuit is a serious physical challenge. 29 degrees Celsius in the air. In these cars, it's about double that. So it gets very, very warm indeed. Florian Latour pulls up in Parc Fermé in front of the board that every driver wants to see, the P1 board. The Frenchman didn't have the perfect start to the season, but he's going to be greeted by the team. Popped out car. It didn't start perfectly, did it? But yeah, he's very happy with that one. What a recovery drive there for Florian Latour to get the win, showing just how impressive his pace had been. He told Steve down on the grid that he knew that he had the pace, he just had to avoid any mistakes. And there were a few in lap 1, but boy did he make up for it. Great drive there from Florian Latour. Love the helmet design as well, bright gold and red, very nice indeed. This is your order then. Florian Latour, your winner by 2.3 seconds from championship leader Lokai Lo. Then it was Chris van der Drift in third for Team Shanghai Honda. After leading the race for so long, Reid Harker stepping into the number 61 EBM Giga Racing car in fourth. And Martin Waginger, something went wrong on that last lap. He was right there with Reid Harker, finishes 11 seconds behind in fifth. Bao Jinlong was sixth. Then it was Gao Yu-Jie and Nazim Azman. Eric Zhang was ninth with Francis Chia in 10th. Li Xuan Yu, your winner in the AM class by 28 seconds from Wu Chai-sin. Then it was Li Chao, Zhu Jiayu, Jackie Wu, Christian Chia, John Chen, Yobi Huang, and then problems for Eric Yang as well. Let's go down to the pits with our winner, Florian Latour.
Our winner is with me. Florian, magnificent drive. It all came good for you on lap 11. Take me through that overtaking maneuver.
Yeah, not easy first lap, and after we have a huge pace. So I did the job with the team. They bring me a magnificent car. So yeah, good race at the end.
Nose to tail for such a long time. I mean, you had a go at lap 10. Did you think it wasn't going to come?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Did you think that you weren't going to manage to overtake him because you had a good look at him on lap 10 and didn't quite make it?
Yeah, I know at some place where he was a bit faster. I know at some place where I was a bit faster also. So I know I still have enough laps to manage my overtake. So yeah, I did it and happy to bring the first win for the team.
Congratulations, well done.
Fantastic stuff. That was a real classy drive there from Florian Latour. He didn't panic after those early stages. So let's going to speak to Bao Jinlong, our Pro-Am winner, and Steve Dawson, our pit reporter, will hot foot his way over there and speak to our Pro-Am winner.
Bao Jinlong is with me, first among our Pro-Ams. How was it for you in the car today?
Yes, because I start with used tire, and I think my lap time is not so good. But I'm happy I finished in front of 2 pro driver.
We only got an occasional look at the middle of the pack. Was it quite open or was it very crowded?
Sorry.
Were there lots of cars around you, or did you have open track in front of you and behind you?
Yes. From start, the 2 pro driver just always follow me. At the beginning is Azman, and then Gao Yujia, and follow me. I just always see the mirror. What happened at the back, but I'm happy I finished the race.
At the start, everybody seemed to go wide on turn 1. Were you one of them?
Yeah, because my start is very quick and even faster than Martin Regner, but he go around. I just can keep inside, and I shift down to the first gear for the exit. And I just want to keep my position. I don't want to have the risk to overtake the Martin Regner because he is very professional.
Magnificent drive, well done.
Thank you.
Well, a very professional drive from Bao Jinlong on used tyres as well. Fantastic stuff. Of course, the drivers are limited here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Well, our AM winner was Li Xuanyu in the number 188, and Steve is down with our AM winner.
Li Xuanyu, winner of our amateur race. Tell me about how you got round today.
就是抓住了发车的好机会吧，然后后面有对手跟的时候，也发现了前面 T7 路面很滑，所以就保守了一点，然后确实就拿到了第一。
He took the opportunities at the beginning when the race starts, and he knows the track is a bit oily at the beginning, turn 11, but he had his pace and he managed it at the end.
Did he get caught up in all of the problems at the start of the race? Just want to know if he got caught up in all of the problems at the start of the race. Everybody went wide.
主持人想问一下，在这个开始发车的时候，有很多的这个发生的这个前后的事故，那你是怎么躲过这个事故的？
就是刚开始发车的时候，起步还比较不错，然后就抽到了外面。然后抽到外面，然后就后面到 T3， 他们发生了碰撞，然后也是离前车碰撞很近了，然后就躲开了。
So in turn 3, in front of him there was a collision, but he managed to avoid the collisions and got the win.
Brilliant! Congratulations, well done. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Steve. Great to hear from our winner there, Li Xuanyu. Well, what a race it was as well. Our pole sitter, Florian Latour, did not start well, with Chris van der Drift from the inside of the front row, taking full advantage of that inside line into turn 1, and Florian Latour getting edged out there at the first corner. And that allowed van der Drift to get into a marsh. But there were problems for some of our other drivers as well, fighting away for position. Reid Harker had such a good start to the race, but one little mistake lost the scent of the leaders. Florian Latour took advantage of a little mistake from Bao Jinlong, from Lokai Lo, and took a full advantage of that into second position, and then quickly hunted down our race leader, Florian Latour. In the AM class, well, we saw a great march through the field from John Shen from the back of the field, getting all the way up, making a lot of passes in those opening laps. Unfortunately, though, for car number 88, Christian Chia, for open road racing, a lock-up under braking. These Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines, they require a real masterful touch under braking, and just getting it wrong there. Very difficult into that opening corner. John Shen running a little bit wide in that intense battle in the mid-pack there in the AM class, and Wu Chai Sin saying thank you and moving by. Oh, even a little bit of contact down the straight with the number 25 of Juju Yao. Juju Yao getting the better there in that battle. But Chris van der Drift was put under intense pressure all race long from Florian Latour, and eventually Latour managed to break the stronghold. But it was not easy. As you can see, watch out for those sausage curbs. The car's getting all over. Watching the drivers working the wheel back and forth. It's heavy work there in these cars. And Chris van der Drift, a little bit late on the brakes there, pushed Florian Latour out wide. Lokai Low nearly got the advantage there, but not quite. But it was down into turn 3 that Florian Latour got the job done on Chris van der Drift and took the win by a handful of seconds, with our championship leader Lokai Low getting the better of Chris van der Drift for second position. What a drive from Florian Latour. He gets his first win on the board here in the Carrera Cup Asia. Will he be able to double up tomorrow? Well, we'll see. Chris van der Drift will he be happy with that or not? Well, we'll see. But we'll be going to our podium shortly.
Car number 11. It's all about Florian Latour today. This is the car. I must be careful not to touch it. We're in parc fermé conditions here, but what a race. And it was difficult for Florian, as it was for everybody else, to stay out of trouble on that first corner. Almost everybody went wide, and that disrupted a lot of what happened at the front of the grid. Once they settled, though, Chris van der Drift did particularly well, didn't he? To stay out of trouble, weave his way to the front of the grid, and then it was a fantastic nose-to-tail run for several laps, with Latour right behind Chris van der Drift, Lokai Low a little way behind them. Now, Florian had a good go at Chris, didn't he, on lap 10, and almost made the overtaking manoeuvre, but he also almost lost second place, because Lokai Low almost caught up and overtook in the mess that prevailed there afterwards. But on the very next lap, well, he did so well, didn't he? Latour overtaking Chris van der Drift, and then once he'd done that, opened up a fairly sizable gap all the way to the checkered flag. That was the story of the race, one that I really enjoyed.
Thank you, Steve. I certainly enjoyed it also. What a thriller to kick off our return here to the Korea International Circuit, down by the water near the port city of Mokpo, about 400 kilometres south of Seoul. Well, they've had 4 Grand Prix here at Korea International Circuit, but I don't think they rivaled our Porsche Carrera Cup Asia drivers. They are fighting for that victory. And Chris van der Drift showing that getaway off the line, so important. Nearly hung on for that victory, but just giving best to Florian Latour at the end. Latour, he put in a 209.6 in qualifying, low 211 in the race, showing you on low fuel load what these cars can really do. Amazing pieces of machinery. Latour had a little bit of an advantage in qualifying, about 0.3 of a second in a lap in qualifying, but in the race, it almost looked like he had more than that, several times 4 or 5 tenths of a second quicker than his nearest rivals. Lokai Low, I think, will be delighted with that race, starting from the second row of the grid, progressing up into second position, and that's the sort of drive that gets championships in the bag. This is going to go down to the wire here, I think, in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia here in 2023. What a way to celebrate the 20th anniversary of this great championship, which has seen winners like Chris van der Drift, Nico Menzel, Earl Bamber, Alexandra Imperatore, Christian Menzel, and even Johnny Cocker back in 2005 from the UK before going on to fame racing in the United States. So it's a great place to come to get your talent noticed. Our drivers will be getting ready for the podium ceremony and ready to celebrate and spray a little bit of champagne after 30 minutes of hard work behind the wheel of these 500 horsepower monsters. We have 3 podiums, one for Pro, one for Pro-Am, and one for Am as well. In the dealer championship, well, Maidong Racing, by virtue of Florian Latour's advantage there, they get a little bit closer to Team Shanghai Honda and Toro Racing in that chase as well, and very important for that for the dealers to get on top of that competition. Now, one cool thing for our Porsche Carrera Cup Asia class leaders who came out of Sepang in the lead. But before we do that, let's get down to Sammy.
First, I would like to invite the winners of round 3 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2023 in Korea for the overall class. So on the 3rd place, let's welcome driver number 8, Chris Van der Drift from Team Shanghai Yongda. And next on 2nd place, we have driver number 99, Luo Kai Luo from Toro Racing. And the 1st place, we have driver number 11, Florian Latour from Meidong Racing. And of course, the dealer trophy winner is Meidong Racing. Congratulations. And now I would also like to invite our award presenter. We have the senior manager of One Mix Series, Ms. Boya Chi, to present the award to our 1st place. And next, let's present the trophy to 2nd place. And lastly, to our 3rd place. And the dealer trophy. Congratulations again to Meidong Racing. And let's invite Ms. Boya to join our winners for the photograph. So let's look at the front. All the cameras are there. Big smiles. Ready, 1, 2, 3. All right, so once again, thank you, Ms. Boyachi. And it is time for champagne.
Well, Florian Latour coming out on top then as well and enjoys the spoils. And he's splashed champagne before, a good thump with the bottle down to the ground, and then that gives extra fizz to spray your rival. So Chris Van der Drift was he finished in 3rd. He nearly won the race, but he's still got a big smile on his face. But the biggest smile goes to Florian Latour. So next up will be our Pro-Am podium, with, of course, our winner there, the 718 of Bao Jinlong, who took the win in that class. So, who will come out on top tomorrow?
I'm going to announce the winner for Pro-Am class. On 3rd place, we have driver number 21, Francis Chia from Trans-China Automotive. And on 2nd place, we have driver number 77, Eric Zhang from Toro Racing. And next, we also have our winner of Pro-Am class, number 718, Bao Jinlong from Cheng Toto. And now I would like to invite our award presenter, Mr. Ben Ma, who's the director of Motorsports Michelin Asia Pacific, to present the trophy to our winners. Let's make some noise as the winner take over his trophy. Next is the 2nd place and the 3rd place. And now I would like to invite Mr. Ben Ma to join our winners for a photo. Okay, let's look at the cameras. Just stare at the front. All the cameras are there. Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you again to Mr. Benma for presenting the trophy. And to our winners, you may spray the champagne now.
Oh, poor Bao Jinlong, a little bit slow on the draw there, and he gets absolutely soaked after that one there. They're always a fun part of the celebrations here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Bao Jinlong gets soaked, but he is your winner, and he'll be absolutely delighted with that. 6th overall as well, don't forget, keeping company with some very fast pro drivers. Next up will be the AM class, which was won by Li Xuan Yu for Z-Speed Motorsport by a large margin, dominating that class, and that will give fantastic confidence heading into the race tomorrow, where we will race in the morning rather than in the afternoon. You can get all the details on the Carrera Cup Asia website, carreracupasia.com. Pop onto there and you've got information about the drivers, the circuits that we're going to, championship points and everything like that as well. And of course details how you can keep in touch and keep watching, keep following the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Let's get down to our AM podium.
And on second place, we have driver number 5, Wu Jiaxin from RB Racing as well. And our winner of M class, we have driver number 188, Li Xuanyu from Z-Speed Motorsport. And once again, I would like to invite the senior manager of One Mix Series, Ms. Boyachi, to present the awards to our winners. Let's make some noise as they receive their trophy! Woo! Now the second place and the third place. And now I would like to invite Ms. Boya to join our winners of the M class for photography. All right, let's look at the front. All right. All right, let's look at the camera. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Big smiles. All right. Thank you again, Miss Boya. And if you guys are ready, side for champagne.
So the AM podium, enjoy the spoils there as well. Great to see the number 25 of Zhu Yao getting on the podium there as well. But the win went to the number 188 of Li Xuanyu with a seriously impressive margin of victory. Well, what a start to our weekend here at the Korea International Circuit, but we do it all again tomorrow. Join us again where we will see the drivers go for another 13 laps as well, and we'll have all the action for you here. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Lights on. It's time again. "20 years. We create dream cars, generation after generation. We push